I'm in Malta for a few days, and I want to take you around, show you some of the sights, give you some of my first impressions of this island in the middle of the Mediterranean. Let's go. What does your first day in Malta actually feel like? For me, it wasn't about checking off a list of places. It was about figuring out how to move through a new country, talking to people who are actually from here, eating the local food, and letting the day unfold. We had just arrived in Malta, retrieved our luggage, went through customs, where I personally did not have a welcoming experience, then on to pick up the rental car. As I've said before, we like to rent a car wherever we visit because it allows us the flexibility and independence to explore a place and to explore beyond tourist areas. Picking up the car rental was immediately the first adjustment. They drive on the left. While we knew this, it was still an adjustment. So we just arrived to Malta, and if you are coming here and you plan to drive or to be a passenger princess like myself, just remember that the steering wheel or the driving seat is on the right side and the passenger side is the left side where I am. So naturally, I had to ask my husband, how's the driving going? Honestly, once you get moving, you adjust, but those first few minutes, definitely a pay attention moment.
So,
if you're used to driving on the right side of the road, left side of the car, suddenly everything could feel just a little off. So this is your reminder. The steering wheel is on the right side, the driver is on the right side, so the front seat passenger is on the left. And even getting into the car and buckling up could feel like something your brain needs a second to process. It's not a big deal, and you may know already that it's these cultural differences that I love about travel. Then Malta starts introducing itself. This tiny island country sits almost in the middle of the Mediterranean, just south of Sicily, Italy, and Europe, between Europe and Africa. The nearest point of Sicily is about 93 kilometers or around 58 miles away. Tunisia is around 288 kilometers or 179 miles to the north coast of Africa, and Tripoli, Libya is around 355 kilometers or 221 miles away. So geographically, Malta is sitting in a fascinating crossroads between worlds, and you can actually feel that mix when you're here. The language, the food, the architecture, the history, it all reflects the different cultures that have passed through these islands. Something else we noticed while here and continue to talk about was the number of roundabouts on the road. It seems like every less than a mile, probably every quarter of a mile or even less than that, there was a roundabout. And it was so funny and fun to keep pointing them out because there really are a lot of them. It's an island, it's part of the infrastructure. Here was one of our moments of just stopping. The Mediterranean was right there, expansive, incredibly blue. Malta is tiny, just about 316 square kilometers, yet it has an enormous history. More than 7,000 years of history, from prehistoric civilizations and the Phoenicians to the Romans, Arabs, Knights of John, Napoleon, and British rule. I think that's what makes Malta so interesting. You're looking at the small Mediterranean island, but there are layers of history everywhere. Of course, there is the food. We started with Maltese bread, which we learned is an important part of the local food culture. My husband went with calamari, while I had the octopus. Maltese cuisine is heavily influenced by its Mediterranean neighbors, especially Sicily, Italy, and North Africa. So you get this really interesting combination of flavors and traditions.
Lampunki, we call them. With some caponata, aubergine, peppers, tomatoes mixed together. Beautiful. They fry it, they cut it in pieces, maybe 2 inches, 3 inches wide. Flavor the flour. Flavor the flour, put it in flour and fry it. So the fish will become a bit crusty. Really nice. Lemon, this caponata and some fries, some Maltese chips, homemade. You cut you cut the you peel the Maltese potatoes and you fry them in the chip pan. The proper way.
And because we're talking with the local, we even learned how one of the traditional fish dishes is prepared. I've said many times, connecting with locals gives a richer experience. You can eat the dish, or you can also learn the story behind it.
Oh, a lot of people know Italian through television, although it is part of our secondary school language course. So when you go to secondary school, you have Maltese, English, Italian.
That's it?
That's for sure. Then you choose from French. Before we had Arabic as well.
Which one?
Arabic
Oh, yeah.
as well. Now it's not like that anymore. You choose between French, Arabic, and another language.
This is one of my favorite parts of traveling. And I've said it before, I will continue to say it. I really believe that talking with locals is part of the experience, not just asking where the tourist attractions are. I want to know what people who are from there and live there actually think. What do you recommend we eat? What do you recommend we skip? Where would you go? What's something visitors usually misunderstand about your country? We talked with our server who is Maltese, and suddenly dinner became a little history lesson. We talked about Malta's history, the languages, the education system, and what it's like growing up and living here. Interestingly, Maltese is a Semitic language, but centuries of contact with different cultures left strong influences from Italian, English, Arabic, among several others. So even the language tells you something about Malta's history. This is exactly why I like talking to locals when traveling. You can research a fact. You get the personal and lived experience, though, directly from the people.
These Libyans. They had their school. They had a school up here in St. Julian's. They refurbished it. They just refurbished it now. They made it very nice. But they had a school for the Libyan community. They have their own mosque up in the south of the island.
St. Julius is not far away?
Eh?
St. Julius is not far away?
St. Julian's is all, that is all St. Julian's. Yeah?
Ah, okay.
On that side, that is all St. Julian's. St. Julian's, Parcheville is the night. St. Julian's is the town. It's a fishing village, an old fishing village. But then you have Parcheville, which is the nightlife. It was good when my time. Now it's not for you.
Where is the boat taxi? Where is the boat taxi?
The boat taxi on the other side of the promenade. If you keep on walking straight on, you come to the end of the promenade, you walk a little bit straight into the center of Sliema, and you come to where the taxis are.
This side?
This side you get the traditional small boats, the love boats they call them.
Oh.
They take you around here like a love thing, you know, a romantic.
Oh.
Like Venice, but a smaller version with the lights.
They are far away or no?
No, you get them from the bay, yeah, St. Julian's Bay.
Oh,
That's the bay.
Look.
They used to operate, I don't know if they still operate. They used to operate. You go down to the bay, and then you see them.
Yes, we're still at dinner. Food, conversation, each other's company, that view makes you want to linger. Then came dessert, which apparently became mostly my dessert. I'm not even going to pretend I shared equally. It was a traditional Maltese, delicious dessert. Some of the best travel memories I have are exactly this: sitting somewhere beautiful, eating something I've never tried before, and having a conversation I didn't plan on having. Just letting the day unwind and taking things slowly. As we're leaving the restaurant, we saw this funny sign, and my husband joked that in his country it would say "as cold as your mother-in-law's heart." It's a joke. As I ate most of the dessert from the restaurant, we stopped for gelato. This one was for my hubby. On the way back, we passed one of Malta's cat parks in Sliema where we're staying and strolled the boardwalk, which all felt like a Malta kind of ending to the night. After a full day of traveling, driving, eating, talking, and taking in our surroundings, we called it a night.
I'm enjoying Malta, yes, the sightseeing, but I'm also enjoying, as I do in any place I visit, is those in-between moments, walking through neighborhoods, talking to locals, trying local places or cuisines. I'm enjoying that slower pace that allows me to really feel and explore it. So if you are curious about Malta, come with me as there are so many more corners of this Mediterranean island to explore.